Right, this is in response to the video Tunis, Porn and Masturbation Fantasies by Jack. This person says, you hit the nail on the head here, crackmunch. Some women that are lascivious in their nature know exactly what they are doing and inspiring, but cry the victim when the effects of inciting lust catches up with them. The desire for power over others is simply a result of having no power over oneself. To manipulate them through inciting lust and desire have its price. So what you're saying is when a woman gets raped, she asked for it, and she's playing power games because she does not feel powerful, therefore dresses enticingly and therefore will get raped, and therefore she deserved it.
But what about the being raping her? How did he get to that point? You have to look at his point as well. Desires, manifestations of ideas, fantasies, everything, and leads to that because he didn't stop himself.
So also, if you use some common sense, if you use some common sense, look at that comment, you can see that a woman who dresses lascivious and lust inciting, that's her own issue, just as someone tempted to rape a woman because of what she's wearing is that person's issue. It's not because the woman's dressed a certain way. It's each person's responsible for their lust inciting apparent abilities and their weakness, which results in raping the woman. So it's just justifying making it okay to give in to temptations to rape people by saying that you have no control over your own lust and desire. Just as apparently the woman has no control or responsibility for her issues that are making her dress slutty and lascivious. So
we're all sinners, so why let us just live in sin? What? Yeah, that's what he's saying.
That's what he's
Oh,
saying.
yeah, that's what he's saying.
We're born sinners anyway.
We are how we are. We
ourselves.
behave stupidly, and
So
there's nothing we
let's
can
just
do about it,
get rid of our
basically.
sin.
Okay, the next one is in response to the video Talking Shit for Meeting Your Maker and How to Talk to Your Angel. This person says, there is a God. We will find out when we are raised after being dead. You are satanic, that's why you don't believe in God. Pharaoh refused to believe in God, then he had a terrible death. So many people refuse to believe in God, then terrible things happen to them. You are so arrogant to think that your existence came about without a God. You can't see reality, you don't know what reality is.
Do you see God in reality?
I like the first sentence saying, there is a God, we will find out.
I like that. Yeah, and that's after we're raised from the dead.
How does that work?
And have you been raised from the dead? I mean, do you know anybody who's been raised from the dead? I mean...
Well, the only way you could make the statement, there is a God, is if you yourself have been through what you describe as being raised from the dead.
Yes.
So, which
Yes.
I assume you haven't. So basically your statement is just a belief.
It's equating
And
itself.
actually,
Yeah.
you're not seeing reality. If you're just...
And again, telling us that you are satanic means that you've met Satan. Therefore, Satan exists. Therefore, there are people who follow satanic practices. We've never even said that we're Satanists. So you are completely taking again what you've written in books, and you've gone and created this little theory, and now everybody has to fall into your theory. You have absolutely no proof that there is a God, or Satanists, or that people can be raised from the dead, because, I mean, when you're dead, you're dead. And your understanding of what the afterlife is about is limited to what you've read in books.
Plus the point of satanic means that God is allowing his own creation to fuck around with another piece of his creation, the devil. So already that's a bit fucked up for a God.
Yeah.
That's not
And
even here.
by saying here that we can't see reality, I can see reality, you just need to look around you at what the hell, what is reality? Reality is us here, and in the nature of man, we are all fucking around because we are destroying, killing, maiming, abusing. And what are we doing? We're doing it in the name of God, because in your justification, what you are saying to us is you're throwing around big words like Satan and the pharaohs and they all fell, but you're not actually addressing what's really going on in this world. I mean, throw around words when actually in this reality, every single person, you've just proven to us that every single person who comes with the God theory and the religion theory, it's because of those people going on and on and on about God, are the people standing by and justifying why there is rape, war, murder, abuse, why we are abusing ourselves and each other, because you just said, let's carry on with what we're doing, but we'll mumble stuff about God, and if you don't mumble stuff about God, you are the fallen one in Satan's clutches, who you've never met, but that is your theory. Next one. Okay, so this is in response to, this is a question, response to the video, record keeping of previous lives and the soul. This person asks us, what would you say is the process of realizing that which you already are? Now, this is quite a thing that a lot of us who have been dealing with the website, realizing who you really are. In the beginning, you tend to, especially people who are new to the website and watching all our videos, they tend to want to become more. They tend to want to add stuff to themselves, as if it's an experience of enlightenment and ascension and becoming this better person. But when you actually realize that all of those theories are theories that you create in your mind, then you realize that all that actually remains of you is you, each one of us here in the physical. Therefore, self-expression and self-honesty here, living in this world, is who we are. Within that, obviously, there are certain abilities that one develops, and within that we find practical solutions so that each person's abilities are able to be developed so we can support each other in this world. But that's basically, that is who we are. Because if you say to me, oh no, but I'm much more than that, I'm like this really cool being with like these abilities, really? Where are your abilities? Can they be used practically, or are they all here? So a question to ask yourself is, if I think I have all these special powers, they're all in here.
We're also doing it because we don't want to face what is here. We don't want to realize that it's what we experience in every moment. So we try to create it as more than it is.
Yes. Yeah, we were discussing that yesterday, how we tend to look at what we've already created in this world, which is our responsibility because we've all co-created what is here currently. Each person who responds to us saying, I didn't create what is here, if you really in self-honesty go look at what you have accepted other people doing, what you have allowed, the smallest points where you participate in, where you want to justify your own personalities, your own comfortable little existence, so that every day you can just survive in the system and have your little family and have your relationships and everything must just go, all of that, the whole world has to remain the way it is so that you can have your life. That's what it comes down to. So even on the smallest level, each person can actually see how they are holding all the abuse in the world in place. So we've been looking at it. Yesterday we had a discussion with regards to the only reason why a person would want to go into their mind and look at who I am as these special powers and special abilities is to actually run away from what you've already created. We were talking about yesterday the topic of 2012, ascension, spirituality, aliens, UFOs. All of that is in your mind as this projected reality that you've created to run away from what's already here. I mean, on this planet, you've already created all this stuff. You don't know what to make of it. You don't know how to stop yourself in stopping what we've created. So what do? We create more illusions. Oh, I don't have to look at the abuse because actually I'm busy working on ascending to the 4th dimension. So that's really shit, and I'm really sorry for the people that are being raped, but I'm working on going to the 4th dimension, so sorry for you.
Yeah, and I just want to say, the process to realizing what you already are, I would say the key to see what and realize is self-forgiveness. So that opens everything up so you can see and realize what you really are.